There's been some cost increases, like we had to do the pavers down at the Channel House, but where it cost some money there, we were able to really save where we tied in on South Point Street. We thought we'd have to put a T in and cut half of South Point out to do this one. It turned out that transition was just a matter of tying into the valve that was upgraded, like in the late 80s, and not even knowing until we dug it up to see. So
Wow.
we saved really a lot of money there, which kind of made up the difference. So everything kind of evened out in the long run.
Good.
It was a good project for the city, and I know the neighbors were really happy from the bridge to South Point, Hyber, Hawkins Street. The fire hall gets, you know, the size of the lines going in and what meets the criteria of the trucks and the upgrades to the fire hall, and the flows are there, and they won't have to go to the hydrant out back to fill up. They'll be able to fill up right in the station.
Won't that be nice?
Yeah, it's great. So
That's great.
all in all, I think it was a plus for the city.
Robert?
I believe we need to, so I move that we approve amendment number 1 for Century West Engineering in the amount of $3,345.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Full roll.
Gambino,
Yes.
Wiseman,
Yes.
Goddard,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Bates,
Yes.
Grant,
All right.
Callender.
Yes. I lost track. Okay. Okay, the next item on the agenda is correspondence.
2 items of correspondence. One is a letter from Harbor Consulting Engineers, Inc. It's written by John Hutchins, that company. And that company was one of the proposing firms in response to our request for proposal on our dilapidated wharf. So he's writing to you, talking about what he read a newspaper article, and so he was trying to provide some information, additional information to you. Both proposers were made aware after the council meeting where this whole issue was postponed, that it was postponed to this year, so they do know that. The other item of correspondence I have is, it's an announcement, and it's for your information. The American Red Cross is going to be hosting an upcoming blood drive in Depoe Bay. And it's going to be this Friday from 10:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at the World Mark, 709 North Coast Highway, Depoe Bay, Oregon. They really do need some blood donations because with the recent bad weather conditions, they're
Right, it's a real emergency, and, you know, what they do for us out here is so critical. We should really, if we ourselves can't go, we should try to encourage others to go, for sure.
Now, the copy of the email that you got, it says click here to make an appointment. Well, obviously, but there is a phone number that if you know, you can call and make an appointment. So.
Okay. Do you have any correspondence? Okay, city staff report?
If I might, before Brady gets rocking and rolling, does the council want to take action on the earlier tonight Urban Renewal Agency's recommendation to ask, hang on,
Ask
to
Brady.
direct Brady to come up with a plan for the dilapidated wharf and bring it back for review and approval, and to have Larry Lewis look into the removal question.
I
Do you want to
entertain
add
a
on that
motion.
tonight, or?
Yes.
Motion made. Second.
The motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
Yes, for Mr. Goddard, just an explanation is that we were daunted at the price that were quoted us on the engineering for.
With good reason.
And Brady stepped forward and said that he thought that we might be able to do something for a lot less, and So we, and Mr. Lewis was going to look into the feasibility to do the project, to remove the current infrastructure there, and make sure that we can put something back within a reasonable amount of time, that they're not going to block us from replacing something else.
A comment that I wanted to make pertinent to this was that something we need to investigate is whether or not we can effect repairs to that structure incrementally, as opposed to ripping it out and going through the permit process to put a new structure back in there. Repairing and permitting is always much easier.
Mayor, can I respond? It's just, I'm like you were here, I've seen that wharf, it's been abandoned for any useful purpose for over 25 years.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
also
I'm-
well aware
I
of its substructure, but there are not pilings driven into rock there, they're sitting on concrete.
So, yeah, I mean, on that part, as far as repair, I mean, if they can be repaired, I would entertain that idea.
Consider it as a point of semantics.
Okay, well, why don't we let Brady get started there and see what he comes up with?
I've got some good information and company we use in our reservoir
Good,
for our, structure there.
okay. Do we still, you have to call the roll, right? Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Wiseman,
Yes.
Goddard,
Yes.
Lett,
Yes.
Bates,
Yes.
Grant,
Aye.
Callender,
Yes.
Gambino.
Abstain. Okay. Any more?
That's all I
Okay, Brady.
Okay. One thing that, has been, highly asked, is the bottle recycling glass bin, that was removed out of the harbor. I'm asking the council we've done some research. One of the reasons, for removal was, some of the, I guess, blight or the problems with glass laying around. Talking to our utility, our maintenance, crewman, it really wasn't much of an issue that he could keep up, and he make sure to maybe make that a more priority this summer, with the harbor. Also, there was, the question of that the Marine Board didn't want it down there, but doing some research, we found that there was, a letter from the Marine Board, and that question was asked way back when it was first put in, and they approved it. So, checking with that nothing has changed since that time. So, I'm asking the council's motion and Larry and I did some research too, by the way, that, look, all over town, we spent a lot of time and effort checking on areas and, checking with North Point was one of the areas by this lift station, and there was some concern with neighbors there, and one gentleman selling a home, and so there was a little bit of heartache with that, but doing all our research, areas in the harbor, we kind of came to the conclusion that putting it back where it was probably the best place, but maybe have it policed, the best that our crew could do this summer, and give it another shot. And I know the town would really appreciate it, because there's a lot of folks that like to recycle their glass, and it ends up in solid waste, which is really a shame.
I will tell you that during the campaign, at every meeting I had, there was at least one question about recycling. Are you gonna get recycling back? When are we gonna get it back? Well, this is terrible. So, we know the town wants it,
Okay, so with council motion means it was a motion to remove it. I would ask the council if we could put it back.
Do I hear a motion to,
Okay, I want it. Yes, I would like to make a motion that we return it to
the same place it was before.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded, any discussion? Yes.
I love the idea, however, I do recall, there was an issue, well, two issues I have. One is, excuse me, the wheels on that huge weight, if I recall, sank a little ways into the mechanical there, is that?
That was an issue here in City Hall when we had it here, in the overlay. We were told by one of the sanitary that it would start gouging in. That's when the area turned to where it was located prior to. That asphalt, skin coat overlay seems to handle it okay. There's some areas down there, but in general, I think it's okay.
Okay, and then the second question would be, will it be, kind of related to the first question, can it be in the same place so that it does not interfere, does not take away any trailer cellular parking?
Yeah, it never did prior to that, and then nobody really utilized that area after it was removed. It just became a kind of a void. People, you could still park in there and pull around. Where that area is used is where folks are waiting in line to get to the fish cleaning station. You still kind of hug that outer perimeter, so it didn't interrupt any of that.
Cool.
So, we could maybe do some painting around, cordon off the area a little bit more, maybe police it a little better, work with, if we got a new harbor master, maybe work with the maintenance harbor and our harbor master to come up with more of a protocol for the bottle recycling. Stick to that.
Jerome?
I'm glad to hear that Mr. Gambino, Councilor Gambino, changed his mind from the last time he voted on this subject. Okay. Because this councilor, meaning me, I hate to speak in the third person, was the only councilor that voted to try and keep that receptacle where it is.
Well, good, now you get to vote on it again.
I do get to vote, and I will say, just as I did then, where do you think that glass is going to go if it doesn't go to recycle? And it has, ever since then, into the solid waste that we dispose of and pay for.
Okay, yes.
One last thought. If the wheels on that thing, there are wheels on one end and skids on the other, decide that they want to sink into that asphalt down there, it really wouldn't be a big deal to put a couple of concrete runways underneath
Yeah.
it.
Or I've
Do a
seen
little
that.
saw cutting, slop some concrete in there, you're done.
Yeah, we did that at wastewater. We grouted in metal plates for a skidway for the dumpsters over there, and where we do the waste unloading for Blaine Beach. So yeah,
Good.
there's options.
Okay, you want to call the roll?
Goddard,
Yes.
Left,
Yes.
Bates,
Yes.
Grant,
Aye.
Calendar,
Yes.
Gambino,
Yes.
Wiseman.
Yes.
Thank you. I will call North Lincoln Sanitary. And we'll get
Good,
recycled.
terrific.
Okay, thank you. Next thing, just again, we've been very busy out in Little Well Cove, our crew, locating the water mains to as-built are plans that when a community is developed, these show where as-built are exactly where the water mains are and exactly where the sewer mains are. And look at Little Well Cove is a little skewed on the as-built. They're stamped, and this was done in the early 80s and mid-80s. There's different phases. Now, the current areas like Innisfree, they're spot on, but some of the older part of Little Well Cove, there's some areas that are 17 to 20 feet off from where the plans show the line and where they really are. So I've had to utilize, I have one guy that's on vacation, so I've had to hire a contractor to work with myself and our utility guy to find these water mains, and it's quite difficult. Because some of them are 8 feet, some of them in the ground, in areas where we're guessing there's no tracer wire. There's valves about, a quarter mile from one another, and there's corners and turns, and Little Well Cove is tricky anyway. So anyway, it's been going okay. They haven't hit any of our mains, but it's been a lot of work trying to find, and what I've been doing, since we have found these, is measuring and marking and getting the asphalts corrected so they are exactly where they are at. And someday we can get, you know, a better system where it's computerized, like some of the bigger cities have everything on a computer where you get a locate and they can print that area off and it goes to the guy and he goes marks the water and the sewer. But those days are coming, it's just making sure we know where stuff is. So that's been really where we spent a lot of our time last few weeks since the holiday. But that's been a big project for the local code. It's almost like they root in there. It's so dug up and it's, if you have a chance to get through there, it's crazy with the construction. But for the neighborhood, it's gonna be great because you're gonna have all brand new electric in there that's been really needed for a long time. Plus they're gonna address the cable TV and the phone and everything's gonna get upgraded. Next thing I have is paving of Point Street. Finally got it done. The prior council approved it back in early October, late September. The council approved the paving of Point Avenue, which is very in South Point. It's the end of that. This all has been overlaid now, other than there's a little bit of Cardinal Street past Bruce Silver's house at the very, very end that doesn't have overlay, but it's really good shape of chip seal. But South Point now has all new water mains. Cliff Street, it's all been overlaid, and it's probably one of our nicest road areas, neighborhoods in Depoe Bay, outside of the Little Cove or say Stonebridge. So council should be really happy, and I know the neighbors are very happy and proud of their neighborhood now. So that's it.
Thank you. Wow, did we get a lot done today?
Yeah,
How
we
about
did.
council comments? Deb? None from me? None from you. Jeff? No? Warren?
I have, believe it or not. Something that I've been aware of in the past and just never really came to mind at the appropriate time to bring it up. But tonight, for instance, on my way here, I thought of it again. There is no accommodation in this town for people using our mass transit county bus system to get out of the rain.
That's true.
And if there's a way to work with the county or do it on our own or whatever we have to do, I think that we probably owe it to our citizens that use public transportation to provide them with some kind of shelter to wait for the bus.
Some surplus bus stops that TriNet and the state surplus have these shelters that aren't graffiti too bad, a lot more
I was gonna say, they probably
and
come
they're
with
really
graffiti.
drawn on it. You know, maybe if it's the structure itself, plexiglass isn't that expensive, maybe if we could look into something like that, if that's some direction we wanna go to.
And then placement is
Yeah.
an issue.
Yeah,
But it was something I wanted to throw out there and get the council thinking about.
yeah.
Well, now's a good time because the county is asking for input on the transit system.
Right.
Mhm.
Upgrades and whatever.
It's-
I'd be
it's-
happy to talk.
Just a note, if I might, it was commented on quite a bit during the public TSP talk. And the locations have been revised in the TSP plan, more of them slightly moved. So we should follow the TSP if we get some and want to move the locations.
Yeah.
If I recall that consideration, or those TSP spots were in consideration of future shelters.
Yes,
So that it was actually planned out so that, well, we can put a shelter there, we can't put one back here.
Good.
So, did you say you would be happy to call them?
I just talked to them the other day at Taftdale, so.
Okay,
I
if
think they're gone.
council comfortable with that, we'll just ask Jeff to, you got it. Thank you, Warren.
Certainly.
Anything else?
Not yet.
Okay. Robert?
Thank you all for your confidence in me, I appreciate it. Hope I can do some more good.
Good.
Amen.
Amen.
Come back.
We did great work tonight, guys. We really did a lot. Thank you all very much, and I will look forward to seeing the council members at 6 p.m. here in this room. Would you like us to get some food for you? you and say no.
Yeah, you supply it.
Okay, I'll be responsible for making sure we have something to eat.
Give me a call.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Should we all pitch in some money for it, or?
Let's not worry about that right now, okay? We'll worry about that later. Thank you. But
We're
thank
not-
you, Jeff. Huh?
We're not adjourned.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Are we adjourned?
We adjourn.
Just hope it doesn't get so clogged.
The meeting is